Fire and sprinkler side-by-side demonstrations and structure burns are both an effective and dramatic way to educate about fire, how quickly it spreads, and how flashover occurs. And they both provide an opportunity to demonstrate the life and property-saving benefits of home fire sprinklers. When an actual home that is slated for demolition becomes available for controlled training, there are many opportunities to utilize that structure to educate the public, policy, and decision makers and the media. It's also an opportunity for firefighters to see firsthand the dramatic difference between a fire in a sprinklered room compared to an unsprinklered room all under one roof. Let's see how it was done working with the Roselle, Illinois Fire Department.
Fortunately, we were able to acquire this structure. This is a home that's earmarked for demolition, and the homeowner was fortunate to give it to us and donate it to us so that we come in. What we did today is we had a simulation of a sprinkled room that's protected according to NFPA 13D. One was sprinkled, one was non-sprinkled. And the two fires simulated what a room would look like with the sprinkler, activating and suppressing the fire immediately. Preliminary things involved an EPA permit and some pre-planning and so forth from everything. A lot of the concern we had is to really, when we're running kind of a drill or a training like this or a simulation, safety is paramount. So we used NFPA 1403 as a guideline in all the preparation work. We work with many officials from NIFSAB in industry and Home Fire Sprinkler Coalition and others like that. And then we had about 4 different fire crews there. We got some assistance from Bloomingdale Fire District to assist. There's a lot of communication that was done, not only with this unincorporated Cook County section we're in. We had to let their building department know. We had to let the Sheriff's Department know, our communication center know. So it was a lot of coordination with a lot of different people here, really, that put this off.
We did not want to upset the neighborhood too much, so we sent out flyers. We told the neighbors exactly what was going on. We did a pre-incident briefing, which kind of showed everyone what exactly was going to happen, where the positioning of the fire apparatus was, what type of attack lines were going to be used. We also assured that all the firefighters had full protective gear on, including SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. We made sure that everybody was safe.
In the first fire, there was very little bit of heat buildup, some smoke. The smoke detector activated them. The sprinkler extinguished the fire.
Fire's lit, fire's lit, fire's lit. All right, remember, we're relying on the smoke detectors are in both rooms. We advocate greatly for the smoke detection and the protection of people. The smoke detector and fire. I can't see it. I hear a smoke detector go off. How many seconds is that? 20 seconds for the smoke detector.
You'll see a little bit of water. Upon arrival, you'll see we shut down the sprinkler system. The crews got in there. It was a quick mop up. They took the garbage can out and extinguished it. Very little water was used. The second fire actually started out, it started to burn and almost was going into a little bit of a smoldering stage. Very similar to today's home construction. They're very tight, conservation, energy. Once it breaks loose, it's free burning. We actually let it free burn and go into a flashover stage, and then the fire crews had to go in and extinguish, use larger volumes of water. The second room you'll see is total devastation. The temperatures in there, I understand from the thermocouples we had, we reached over 1,600 degrees in that room. Nobody's going to survive that kind of heat. Not to mention, you'll see visible devastation of some of the different furnishings and electrical components or other components in there that actually melted. The hot gases and the toxic gases that were within the building, those are the things, had the occupants not heard the audio for some reason or a smoke detector wasn't working, at least that fire sprinkler would have saved them or provided the means for them to exit the home. And that's the critical part of the sprinkler. A little bit of water in the sprinkler room is nothing compared to the devastation of the other. This acquired structure serves a lot of purposes for us, and it's fantastic to get an actual building like this. We have training props and other simulations, but they have a home like this earmarked for demolition, donated to us for use. Today we've been able to demonstrate fire sprinklers, both sprinkled and non-sprinkled, for general public information, for consumers, for builders, for the fire service.
Basically, from the time a fire starts, it may take 1 minute to detect the fire.
After this presentation here now, we still have this home for a couple more weeks. We're going to actually use it for other training. And I know that we're planning different types of rescue scenarios where we may not start fires, but we'll bring some synthetic smoke into the homes. We'll practice some ventilation. We'll use some other tools.
This is a graphic representation of what happens in a typical house fire and what it takes to respond and initiate operations. In a house fire, the first step is it has to be detected and reported, a process that will likely take 3 minutes or more. Once a dispatcher receives the fire report, you can expect it to take up to a minute for a full-time staffed fire department to dispatch the call, get firefighters on the apparatus, and roll out the door. If it's a volunteer fire department and the station isn't staffed, you may be looking at several more minutes to get apparatus on the street. Response time will vary depending on the distance and traffic conditions from the fire station to the scene, but on average 4 to 5 minutes is a reasonable fire department response time. Then firefighters must get their gear set up and initiate fireground safety procedures before extinguishment can begin. Now let's take a look at the time it takes for a residential fire to develop. Following ignition, a fire can grow very quickly. The smoke alarm should operate in under a minute, but if there's a home fire sprinkler, fire growth will be interrupted and occupants will have much longer to evacuate. In fact, in some cases, the fire is completely extinguished by the operation of a single sprinkler. If sprinklers aren't present, transition to flashover in a modern home can be expected in less than 4 minutes, and the odds of someone still inside the home surviving diminish very quickly. The Roselle demonstration is a good example of how to conduct an effective educational demonstration utilizing a home to compare 2 fire scenarios with and without fire sprinklers. All of the pre-planning and preparation was done correctly. All the right steps were taken to make sure everyone was safe from the spectators who came to watch, the video crew who taped the educational footage, members of the media, and the firefighters who participated in the demonstration.